All right, Guru Nation, what up? This man right here is Chris Sauber. He's a site owner. It's an interesting time to be a site owner, right? Labor shortage. You gotta but there's so many studies, so you gotta kind of roll up your sleeve and do a lot of the stuff yourself, which you don't want to. I told you I was able to find 2 people to interview.
Everybody's having difficulty finding.
Both people.
I can't speak for everybody, but
No,
everybody that contacts me,
everybody is.
It's a problem.
Everybody is. Shout out to the CRC Academy for cranking out candidates. And shout out to Samantha Anderson, who's one of our candidates who we hired at my site.
So I got a question for you. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Go ahead and finish your thought, and I'll ask.
Ask the question.
See you later, Joey. I assume that's Joey.
Joey's leaving. That's our realtor. Okay.
So
what's your question?
Question is, one of our clients recently hired a coordinator who used to be a CRA. And I have air quotes here because I'm not certain at this point because I've talked to her a few times.
Okay.
And today she sent me a text.
Oh, great.
Asking about a CDA.
This person got scammed.
Asking about a CDA and how do you know who needs to sign it? Now, I would think, at least in my experience, an experienced CRA would know, looking at the document, that if it says principal investigator, they have to sign it. If it doesn't, it can be a site staff member.
Right.
Because they collect the CDAs.
Right.
Right? I mean, almost all CRAs have to do this, collect the CDAs.
Yeah.
So would you kind of find it odd she doesn't know how to fill out
very
CDA,
odd.
Doesn't know whether the investigator needs to sign it or not?
This is a person who's using the labor shortage to their advantage.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
All right. But yes, and that's a whole another podcast. Matter of fact, you and I should schedule a Zoom to do a podcast. But the labor shortage making it tough to find people, like you said, our clients, myself, you. But it's also one of the unspoken things is making life harder for the existing staff.
Yeah.
Because they basically have to take on more of the workload.
Absolutely.
So they're working for like 2-3 people as opposed to one. And we joked about one of our employees.
Yeah.
One of the study sponsors not too happy with them.
At this point.
And what do we do? Like, what's your strategy?
To be fair, though, I'm not sure who's to blame there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
probably both.
I think they're a little over-demanding in their timelines.
Yes.
I mean, I think most sponsors expect when you send an email and say, hey, can you get this back to me as soon as possible?
Yeah.
I think 2 days is reasonable for most sponsors.
Well, we're not trying to blame.
This sponsor is wanting it back within hours of that email.
Right. We're a rescue sites, so.
Yeah.
But anyways, who cares who's to blame? And that's not the point of the video. The point of this video is.
No. I understand. I'm just trying to be fair.
As a site owner, how do you manage right now during this time? For me, it's very simple. I just do it myself. I have no choice.
Well,
for you, you have more choices. How do you manage it?
So, I think the way to approach this question would be from the different perspectives that are possible, right? So you have doctors oftentimes, they're the site owner, site manager. Doctors aren't typically going to have time to deal with any of this if they have a existing private practice. So they're in a really tough spot if you're a doctor, right? And you have patients you have to attend to. So, really, if they want their practice to succeed, so we have some doctors, right? You know, one in particular in Carolinas.
Yep.
That had a ton of active studies.
Yeah.
Right? Like a dozen active studies.
Yep. One of our clients, DSCS. By the way, the best $1,300 at the time of this video you're going to be able to spend in the industry.
Yeah, he had like 12 active studies at the time, and he had to shut them all down because he couldn't get a coordinator. Right? He had 3 coordinators all left at the same time.
So his answer for managing the workload was, we can't do it.
Yeah, got to shut it. Well, he tried to get a coordinator, couldn't get one.
Right.
He had 3 to manage his 12 studies, all left about the same time, couldn't get another. I think the answer there is if the studies are profitable, you're just going to have to pay more, right? You have to incentivize people to come to your facility. So he may have been offering, I don't know what he was offering, but let's say $50K a year.
Yeah.
Right? You might have to bump that up to 75 if they're profitable studies.
But that's the strategy for bringing new staff.
Right.
But what's the strategy for your existing staff who's already overworked?
Same thing. I mean,
you think money helps for everything?
I do. I think if you say, hey, I understand you're overworked right now, and I'm really, really sorry for that. I'm trying to find somebody to help out. Until that point, though, I want to pay you more, right? I'm going to give you a bonus each month, right? Or just permanently pay you more, whatever the case may be. But on top of that, you still have to take on the same scenario, the same. You're in the same position as this other doctor, right? You need to get somebody in there. You're going to wind up losing your staff, because even if you're doubling their pay and they have no life outside of work, they're going to leave eventually. They're going to get burnt out.
Yeah.
So you just have to get other staff in there, and you might have to pay them more.
So basically, the answer is more money, whether it's to attract existing staff, to retain the current, or retain the existing staff, attract new staff. And
I mean,
that's basically it.
That's how the market works. That's how capitalism works, right?
Yeah.
That's why there's really no need for a minimum wage.
And that's
a completely different topic.
Yes,
but
that's for Chris and Dan show. We can do that on Chris and Dan show too. Actually, we should do that.
All right.
So anyways, we'll do a long podcast on this, but thank you, Chris. My arm's getting tired. But Guru Nation, let us know what you think. We obviously don't have all the answers, but we give the best advice we can. So thank you, Chris, for that. Let us know in the comments what you think. Catch y'all later. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Bye-bye.